Hello. Like I said last night, things are very trying and testing. And I think we all forget that shit happens, you know? And like I said last night, there's no need to be so ugly about life because you're hurting other people because you're hurting. Like, we don't feel it already. We don't see it already. We don't feel the overload. We live in the same world. Does everybody realize that? We live in the same world. We go through the same strains. We have the same pains. Maybe not at the same time, but there comes a time where you have to look outside of yourself. And someone responded on the video I made last night. And I shared that moment because most people are like, oh, wow, I didn't know you had feelings. Who knew I was human, right? But they posted 2 Timothy 3:5. And when I went and looked up what it meant, it made me go, I don't know how you are meaning that. And it had to do with a wicked woman that acts like she's a certain way and invites certain entities into her home. And if that was in reference to me, I'm not the poser. I'm not the person who goes around and acts like, oh, praise be to Jesus, and then turns around and stabs people in the back. I'm one of those people that truly believes in karma. I'm one of those people that truly believes in blessings and grace. Not that I need to prove anything to you, but when it boils down to it, we attract certain energies, and the more that you are a higher vibration and you have a feel to you, an energetic feel, animals come to you, elderly people love you, babies love you. You are a magnet for all sorts of things, good or bad. And the higher of a vibration we get, people come and they want to grind it down. And they're there, yes, to remind us of our faith. I've had so many people that are broken, hurt, come to me. And in the end, when they think I should heal them and they aren't healed, they want to turn around and lash out at me. My job is not to heal you. Maybe to share my story and give you hope and inspire you that you can do the same. But there's still a level of work that is necessary on your behalf, not mine. I've worked to heal myself, and I'm still working on it. I will do that until the day I'm no longer here in this physical form. I will keep working to elevate my vibration, the same as everyone else should. And it's as simple as saying, hey, I really dig those pants you have on. Oh, you have a nice smile. Let me get that for you. Do you need help? Is that difficult? What happened to caring outside of yourself? What happened to being not entitled and for working for what you want? Because people that have made it somewhere, not everybody stepped on somebody to get to that position. A lot of people do, but everything that happens in the dark will come to light. People are given things and it is taken away when it's not deserved any longer. That's one reason I walk a fine line when it comes to where I am, who I am, how my life functions, who I allow in and out of my life. And there are days where I'm just like, I'm so over this. I'm so over everyone around me. And I have those moments in my head, like in Mean Girls, where the person freezes and all of a sudden the scene changes and they're going blow for, and they're just like, Wah! And then it pops back and they're just like, oh, okay. We have those moments. All of us do. I know we do because we're all human. We keep things inside that we know we cannot let out in those specific moments. When I came home last night, it was like a final straw. I was trying to get in my house. I had bags on my arm. My son was calling at the same time. My daughter was talking to me. My dog was hacking from allergies, and my neighbor was waiting outside to talk to me. And I was just like, after the day I just had, I want to go put myself in timeout. I need a break. And we go through that. And someone said yesterday, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, it's a full moon. And honestly, the way that work went, I was like, that was endurable. That was doable, considering what's going on in a universal aspect. But when it came down to it, I was like, oh, it happened at home. That was the final boom. I didn't explode. No, instead I got leaky. I got emotional. But understand, when you're doing that as well, you're going through that as well, don't beat yourself up and don't let the demons eat at your head. Honestly, all I did was I reached out to a friend and we started talking, and they said, why don't you come hang out and spend the night and get away for a minute? And I was like, I want a vacation, a staycation. It comes down to, we have to get away. We have to find somebody we can open up to. Somebody that is willing to look and say, you have problems, I have problems. But like Forrest and Bubba, we put our backs together so we don't end up with our head in the mud. And it's hard to find those friends. It's hard to find people that will encourage you. But when you find them, they are your soul tribe. They are the people that are on the same path, going through things, healing and working and putting in some form of effort to learn, heal, and grow. It's the ones that come along that want to complain about their day, that want to put in things that make you go, did you mean that towards me, or are you just saying that? The trolls, the ones that want to make you uncomfortable, and you have to learn to decipher who is who. Because on this path, you're going to meet people who are friendly and smile. But if you look in their eyes and you see the smile, you can see the wickedness that they're hiding behind. You can see that there is a long game that they're trying to play. Something that is going to get you so wrapped up that you're going to find yourself going in circles going, how did I end up here? And you end up there by the people that you choose to trust. And I know that's hard. It's hard to say, okay, ignore everybody that's bringing negativity. I know how difficult that is. I work in the public. And more days than not, I have to wear this. No one else does, but who I am as a person, I know that spreading love and light is more beneficial than bringing in the darkness. I'm surrounded by it. I don't want to succumb to it. And hopefully you start getting those pushes as well that says, I need to put myself on a better path. I need to put my mindset in a more positive way of thinking. I need to allow myself the chance to grieve over things that are no longer present in my life. Because rather it be something from childhood, something from yesterday, something from a relationship that was when you were in junior high. We bury pain. And it's hard because it does have to come out. At some point, you have to unblock the chakras. You have things that run that are energetic channels in your body. And the more that you don't remove blockages, you're stuck. You become stagnant. You become mean. You become spiteful. You become envious and angry. And it's little things you can do that open up those chakras and get you flowing again. You cannot drive a vehicle with a fuel line that is clogged. You could try, but over time, it's not going to function anymore. You're going to find yourself broken down somewhere. And it's the same with your body. There's things you have to do. You have to uncork it. You have to say, okay, you all are just bringing me nothing but strife and pain. It is time to release and get the gain. You know, my son sent me a picture the other day of him at the gym and said, I'm getting them gains. And I had to be like, I'm so proud of you. You're using your off time to still do preventative maintenance. I taught them, take care of yourself early and continue that, even in minuscule amounts. And you are doing preventative maintenance. We do it on our cars. We do it on our house. We even put out fires at work to make sure that we maintain those careers that we're after. But when it comes to us, well, I don't have time for that. But do you have time to watch television? Do you have time to go out to eat? Do you have time to hang out with your friends? Do you have time to just go shopping because you feel like it? It doesn't take long to sit down and invest 15 to 30 minutes into yourself every day. There's more to life than running wild like you have no couth. Just, oh, I want that and that and that and that. That's the simplicity of it. But you're missing the beauty of life when you're running in that scenario. I know because I've lived both sides. I lived the fast and the furious and the whatever and entertained things I should not have. And then I've lived the work my hands to the bone. And now I'm living the test my emotions and my attitude. You know, it's hard when you have to call a boss out and say, I'll do what you're asking, but you don't need to give me attitude. Come here, how am I giving you attitude? Well, for one, your facial expressions, your tone, everything about how you're approaching me with this is very rude, disrespectful, and you're giving me attitude. There's no need for it. When I called the boss out, she ended up breaking down and telling me all the struggles she's dealing with. I can sympathize with you, but don't take it out on me. And we all have to remember that. That's a good life lesson. Learn to be compassionate and sympathetic, but do not allow people to walk all over you. And people often hear me speaking and they're like, man, you're brave. Why? That's not brave. That's speaking up, saying, I'm a human, you're going to at least respect me. I've shown you respect. Do not make me take that away because that is not who I am. I'm a person that respects even disrespectful people. And I have a way of making you understand that what you're doing, what you're saying, and how you're acting is not acceptable. To treat anybody like that, not just me. I've been a teacher for a very long time. I have raised and taught my children. I have had to teach myself. I've been a student as well. I've had to learn from others. I've learned the things that I do like, and I've learned the things that I don't. When I left my kid's dad, I didn't know anything about myself. I had let somebody manipulate and control me for so long, I didn't even know what color I liked. I didn't know what foods I liked. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't know what my goals were. I was very lost. And it's funny, when you walk away from something toxic that you were used to, you can feel completely lost. And then the burden of life sets in, especially when you have 2 young children and you're going, I don't know what to do next. But that's where faith comes in. That's where it all bubbles up and the bigger picture begins to appear right before you. That you went through all the trials and tribulations. And now you're sitting in a spot where it's like everything is still. And you're going, I'm afraid to move. I don't know what's going to happen next. I didn't ask what was going to happen next. I just had to remind myself that I was unaware of how things were going to play out. And I lived each day. It started forming in front of me. I started trying different things. I started piecing me together a little at a time. And it took a long time for me to get that power back. And there's still days where I'm just, like last night, not feeling powerless, but overwhelmed. Not feeling like I'm a bad person, but feeling like I do nothing but attract people that need to be taught lessons. And at some point, you get tired of being a teacher. There's days where I'm like, where's the quiet? Where's the silence? Where is the people that as well are teachers? Where are the ones that need the break also? But I guess we get it in our own right, our own time. And I know this is me just rambling right now. This is me just trying to still come about and say, hey, I'm here. I'm fine. I'm always fine. But I get tired of being fine. And I know you get tired of being just okay. So we have to, at some point, start building each other up everywhere we go. Because when it comes down to it, you can push somebody not realizing they were about to fall to begin with. Don't be the bullet in somebody's chamber. Watch how you speak to people. Walk around with compassion and understanding and realize, yes, life is hard. And there's a reason it's hard. It's the world we live in. It's things I don't want to go into that if you dig deep enough, you'd realize propaganda is everywhere. And those that like to maintain their status will always bring you something you don't need to entice you to step off your path and into their playground. Because you can stay forever in the lotus room. So hopefully this is something to help open people's eyes. And hopefully I didn't ramble too much. On that note, I got to get going and see what the day holds and just try to maintain hope. Peace out.